In Delta State, South Nigeria, the state government is adopting a region finance model with the funds owed it by the federal government to execute key projects. Now, according to Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, the state will use 150 billion naira as advance from the 270 billion naira refund it is expecting from the federal government. So, for completion of some critical legacy projects by past and present administrations, as well as payments of outstanding pension to state and local government retired workers. Let's take a listen to Governor Okowa on this.
Our share is supposed to be 270 billion that they owe us as a state. And the federal government has seen that they cannot pay from the federation account 270 billion at a time. So what they have had to do is to now say they will pay over a period of 5 years. And that period of 5 years means they will be deducting money every month from the federation account for that 60 months. But when they deduct the money on a monthly basis, they wait until the third month and make that remittal to the state. So it will be a quarterly remittal back to the state. I haven't realized that this money is already affirmed as something that is owed us. One thing you can do is, okay, can we go by way of promissory note, or we go by way of this, what they call now bridging finance? It's called bridging finance because the money is already being owed you. But you are now leveraging to take a part of the money for the purpose of making payments for contractual projects and other things. So that's why it's called a bridging finance. And what is the situation at the moment? You will leave the money as it comes, then you cannot pay. Then you are not able to take care of certain things that you ought to have taken care of, because a lot of things have been planned premised on the monies that are being owed us. You continue to leave these projects that are major projects, and eventually the projects are not completed in another 1 year. It's escalation of costs, you have to cause a review to be done. It's only smart economic sense that you quickly find a way of finishing those projects as quickly as possible, pay for them, so that you do not have the further escalation of costs. It's not a good thing. It's not a loan where I'm taking a loan and I'm waiting on the normal allocations to be able to pay back the loan. It's money that is owed us already that is going to come on a quarterly basis. And when the money has value, I'd rather spend that money when that money has value. At this month now, if not for certain challenge they're having, they've already deducted for 3 months. We're expecting that soon they will pay the first tranche of that money. So that means the repayment plan would have started on the 3 monthly basis. And the loan, we have asked for it according to the bridging finance. It does not mean that we're taking the 150 billion at a time. That is not the way it's going. The projects, as the projects are going through, will take the loans back.
That was Governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa. BKO, let me start with you. Now, the EFCC has been requested to investigate the initiation and approval of the loan sum of the 150 billion naira by Delta State government from Zenith Bank. Help us understand the rationale behind this loan.
There are things that people take before the EFCC that are dead on arrival. One, there is no law that says you can't take a loan. If the bank feels that, look, they have the requisite guarantees to give you a loan, they will proceed to give you. Banks make more money from lending than anything else, because when they lend to you, you pay back with interest and all that. They need all that money, so banks will not stop lending. So in this case, what the Delta State government has done is they and other oil-bearing states took the federal government to court over this 13% derivation thing. Now, they won in court. Now, when they won, the federal government was mandated to pay back what was due to them that was not paid to them, effective from, I think, 2010 or so. So that money, the share of Delta State of that money was 267 billion. So the government the federal government decided, okay, to pay Delta State every quarter, to pay them 5 billion. We'll be paying them quarterly. The state then felt, since this money is there and we have projects to do, why don't we consult Zenith Bank so that Zenith Bank can give what we call the bridging fund. So they then took 150, a little more than half of the more than half of the amount that is due to them. They took 150 billion out of the 267 billion. They took it as loan, as bridging, what is called bridging fund.
Bridging fund, okay.
So as the government, as the federal government is paying quarterly,
they are refunding.
The Zenith Bank begins to take the money. So what you have is a situation where Delta State wanted a lump sum, and they knew that this quarterly payment of 5 billion would not be enough for them to execute those projects, bridges, and all that are really capital intensive. So that lump sum provided by Zenith has helped them to be able to kill two birds with one stone. Now they can access the fund quickly, use it, and it's tied to that money coming from the federal government. So it's different to the usual loan. You understand? What the governor wants to do is, this is an opportunity, let me quickly execute this project before costs escalate. Look at cement. Cement 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago, was selling for around 1,600. Today is 4,000 naira, for goodness sake, and you will still pay for the cost of loading. So whatever you can do quickly when the funds are available, when the opportunities are there, you have to quickly do it. That is what they have done. It's not like the usual loan. It's they have money somewhere, you know, but you are paying them a piecemeal, and they needed lump sum. They got a bank to guarantee to make that fund available. The bank will now take the money. Once it's being paid by the federal government, then the bank will be taking it.
Well, well, the governor said that he actually is accessing this loan in order to finish strong in his administration.
Because he's actually on his last lap. By May next year, he will have to leave office. You see, in other climes, these are the kind of steps an administration and government will take, and people will applaud that, this is right thinking, this is forward looking and all that. But you know, in Nigeria, we so much distrust the system. To no fault of ours, sincerely. If you have any country of the world where the people have passed through what we have passed through in the hands of our leaders, in the hands of successive administrations who behave like us, to no fault of Nigerians, we don't trust those in power. That is why people can take a look, obviously not a deep look, at the arrangement as it were, and head straight to EFCC. What I think people should concern themselves about now is, okay, this is not a loan that will put any weight on the state government. It is tied to money being expected. And do you know something the governor has also done? That he has found a way of ensuring that his state gets his money. It is not between the bank and the federal government. Because the bank will have taken interest, will have taken other dues that, will be the one to be dragging for this money and all that. So he got the money. He will do what he has to do with the money and all that. But the people should now focus their attention on what the money will be used for.
Monitoring and all that.
Will it be spent the way arranged? Will the projects get the money as at when due? Are they going to see the dividends of this money? They can quickly set up a team, a committee, whatever, to monitor.
You know, I think one of the reasons why people are not, they don't trust this process is because they believe that it's just a year, just a few months to the electioneering year.
Yes.
And then why didn't he access this loan in the 7 years of his administration?
No, this issue was in court. he could not have assessed something that is being litigated.
Yeah.
It was in contention. Now there is a judgment that says you can have the money. But the federal government is saying, we are not saying we will not pay. But this is how we will pay in tranches.
Yeah.
And this, we cannot say why is he taking it now, because if he leaves the project till whenever the money is complete, that money will not do 1/3 of what it will have done now.
Right.
So I think it is forward looking and it is right thinking on the part of the government. But the people should monitor this law.
No, there are NGOs that can come together to monitor. You know, even the West, when they were returning Abacha loot to us, they tied it to some conditions that there should be monitoring. And the federal government gave the guarantee that NGOs will be permitted to monitor those projects at every turn. You know, so they can decide to monitor, see where this whole thing ends up. But to say the government cannot take a loan and then because somebody took a facility that you did not understand, you are running to EFCC. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Right.